The Kansas City Chiefs are going back to the Super Bowl. It feels like I've said this quite a few times the last couple years. They just find ways to win. Whether that be, the play of the quarterback, the help from the Zebras, the coaching of Andy Reid.
Hey, they stopped the defense showed up on those QB sneaks.
They did. I don't know why they kept running those.
Hey,
big fourth down stop.
I mean, real talk.
Fourth down stop.
Real talk.
Big fourth down stop.
X gonna give it to you, baby. Xavier Worthy. He showed up.
Xavier Worthy had
106 total yards.
6 receptions, 85, and then 16 rushings for a touchdown. So he was great. Mahomes,
X gonna give it to you.
really, really good. 3 touchdowns, 0 turnovers, 245 through the air, and 43 on the ground. They won by 3 points, 32-29 in Kansas City. Josh Allen, yet again, loses to Mahomes. Ryan, you've been saying all year, and the last couple years, you just can't not bet on the Chiefs. You have to go with them.
Every game.
It looked like there might have been a couple spots in this game it could have swung, but Kansas City does what they always do and win.
Yeah, I felt as if they outcoached them also. I feel like Sean McDermott had some interesting calls. I think nobody's talking about how big those 2-point conversions were. Even getting one gives you a little breath of fresh air. They looked awful. They were both terrible calls. I just felt like, bless you.
Bless you, Mike.
Bless you, Mike.
Bless you twice. Give me one more.
Mike.
Give me one more.
No, he loves nothing more. He wanted to interrupt you, but he didn't have anything to say.
He doesn't have
like
one more edge.
Yeah, he doesn't have it in him.
No, but I just thought I thought the better quarterback play would win the game, and I thought Patrick Mahomes played better, like in every possible. That's what I'm saying. I saw a tweet that said everyone says they're better than Patrick Mahomes until they play Patrick Mahomes. So when you play him, you're not better than him.
There
it is. I knew there was one more.
There we go.
It's a little delayed.
There we go.
That was a long pause.
No, that was a real long.
He's really
long pause, Mike.
I had to summon that one.
I love a long pause.
He tried his best. He tried his best. He's like, how can I disrupt this episode?
I got one more. I got one more.
It's allergy season.
No, but I just think, Patrick Mahomes won the game. Hey, Josh Allen had a chance, and I feel terrible for the guy. Every year, I feel like I still feel terrible for him because I looked in the last 4 years, and the first one was the 13 seconds, which literally nothing he could do. Perfect game. Next one, Stephon Diggs drops a ball that would have won the game right in his hands.
That's what he does best.
No, fair. And then last year was the Tyler Bass missed chip shot from 40, and then this year was the most amazing while getting blitz throw I've seen from a quarterback in a long time, and I think Kincaid just dropped the ball.
That was a tough catch for Kincaid.
I personally think as a professional athlete in a big scenario, you're supposed to catch that ball.
It wasn't the Mark Andrews level. Everyone kept trying to equate Mark Andrews and Kincaid. Those are no way similar at all. Mark Andrews fumbled and then followed it up with a gimme walk-in. Kincaid definitely was running the other direction, stopped, turned, and dove, but
he had a lot of time.
I think a professional athlete, he had all the time in the world, should have made the catch.
I think if he had that catch 10 times, he catches 6 of them. So I think
no. He catches at least 9. That was not a hard catch.
No, I agree.
The ball was in the air for it. It wasn't like a line drive where
he had the ball in his hand. There wasn't he had to reach out. He just took a wrong angle.
Yeah, I think a professional athlete
I think the pressure just got to him.
80% of the time.
He wasn't like he had to reach out. The ball's coming right here. The ball, look where it falls. He has it here.
As he was
it's
diving,
it's a catchable ball, but that doesn't mean that it's an easy ball catch. He ran his route, and then he had to do the way he got to the ball wasn't wasn't drawn up.
He stopped and then he turned,
and then
he's
he had to come
waiting
back
for the ball,
for
but
it.
he just misjudged it. That's his fault. The reason why he was lateral was not because he had to make a diving catch.
I also think he should have caught it, but I also think that ball's probably a lot harder to judge than typical Josh Allen passes because it was a duck. Josh Allen was throwing it that ball had no spiral on it.
He was also defended,
I think he got
too.
I think he wasn't defended. I think he got in his head because he saw defenders around him, and he probably thought, shit, I have to catch this, and this ball's waiting, and I think the pressure of a fourth down got to him.
It was tough.
There's, trust me, in practice, he catches that at least 9 times.
Yeah, in practice, maybe.
That's what I'm saying. Or even a regular season game. It was just that pressure moment.
I think he should have caught it. I just think
no excuse.
We finally got what I've been wanting to see for years now, because I love Josh Allen, but I finally got, hey, it isn't Patrick Mahomes with the ball. Patrick Mahomes always got the ball to win the game every single year. This is finally, hey, Josh Allen to win the game. There's nothing else. 3 minutes left.
No excuse.
It is your time to win the game.
Do it.
I thought Josh Allen looked a little shaky in spots. He didn't seem as confident, but I also thought the offensive play calling was terrible and trash. They didn't let him loose and do what he's been doing all year.
They got to stop doing those damn QB sneaks after they didn't.
They got a lot of stuff.
I don't know what.
The 2-point conversion. They got a lot of stuff they got to work on.
Also was surprised not to see James Cook one time when he was their best player.
Oh, he was on fire. No, I just think McDermott just needs to be looked in the mirror. Getting to the spot is starting to get it's starting to be on the coach more, and I don't know. I just feel bad for Josh Allen. It sucked.
Mario, you kind of voiced some of your opinions, but how'd you feel?
I mean, it's nothing new. Just Josh Allen being Josh Allen. He's great in the regular season, gets to the postseason, and as long as it's not like, I mean, I guess he did beat Lamar, but it came off a pretty egregious drop and like fumble that we all know.
Could have sent it to overtime.
That could have sent it to overtime. But I mean, that's really the only elite quarterback he's ever beaten in the playoffs. So I don't know. Big spots in Josh Allen. Like, it's just time to have the same Josh Allen conversation again. It's like, do you trust this guy like to get your team over the hump? I don't know. I saw in the last drive, Ryan kind of touched on it. Josh did look a little bit kind of, I don't know, not as confident. Like, you could tell the pressure was getting to him. You could tell like he was moving, just his internal clock was like a second faster. Like, you could tell he was feeling the pressure for sure.
I feel like
he still made a great throw because he's an absolute freak of an athlete.
Yeah, that throw was
one of the best throws I've seen.
You know, it just sucks the way it ended. But I mean, the game he won previous week was off a drop. So I don't know. I didn't really take anything away from this game. I knew if the game was close, Patrick Mahomes was going to win the game, and that's exactly what happened. So
what about you, Mike?
Yeah, I mean, I definitely feel a little bit worse for Josh Allen than I guess Mario does. Especially against Mahomes. It's like the past 3 times that they've seen each other, he's thrown for over 950 yards.
He's done everything he's can.
He's thrown
9 touchdowns, 0 picks.
Yep, 9 touchdowns, 0 picks. It's like, you know, he's done literally everything, and it seems like in the biggest moments, other people kind of fail him, which, you know, is just really unfortunate. But at the end of the day, I had 0 skin in this game, and I'm pretty happy that Xavier Worthy did really well.
That makes sense for a Texas fan.
Called it beginning of the season. He'd end up being wide receiver 1 on the Chiefs, and it looks like he is.
He does look like he is wide receiver 1 on that team.
Looks like he is for sure.
Right now,
he is getting all the targets.
Yep. Yeah. So love that. But I thought this game in general was just an absolute, like, it was beautiful to watch. It was an amazing showdown, and you know, it's unfortunate about certain events and certain things didn't go the right way or this, that, or whatever. But yeah. But anyways, I think, you know, if we're gonna bring it to symbolics, it's almost like Zeus versus Poseidon. It's like the 2 greats, you know, but like Zeus is always gonna take down Poseidon.
That's well said.
You know, but the 2 of them are gonna take down anyone else. So
yeah.
That's pretty much how I feel.
Yeah.
Wild.
Unfortunately, this game went exactly how I said it was going to go on the podcast. I thought the Bills looked really good. And I know we're not going to dive too much into the referees and everything because we're going to put a whole episode aside for that. But I do feel bad for the first time in a long time for an NFL quarterback because I usually kind of put that aside like, hey, these guys make hundreds of millions of dollars. You know, they have the best lives of all time. And, you know, if you're going to feel bad for someone, probably don't feel bad for one of the best quarterbacks to ever play the game. But in this spot, I walked away from it feeling bad for Josh Allen because he will now forever be remembered as the quarterback that just couldn't get it done in the playoffs. Like, he will have all of the regular season accolades. He'll have thrown for some of the highest yards per season of any quarterback. He'll have probably an MVP after this season.
He has every playoff record for a quarterback.
He's amazing in the playoffs except against Mahomes, and that's just his kryptonite, and I don't think he'll ever beat him. And this like, you're so right. He had his shot. It's 3 minutes. Forget everything that happened before that drive, right? There's a lot I want to talk about that happened before that drive. But when you have the ball with 3 minutes left and there's no calls in that time that win against you, right? There wasn't like an egregious
nothing happened,
offensive holding or, you know, intentional grounding or whatever. He had his chance. They didn't get it done. I do think the play calling was pretty suspect, but at the same time, you know, quarterbacks just, you have to find a way to win. And when we talk about Josh Allen, it's not like we're saying he's some average quarterback. We're talking literally 2 in the league.
Yep.
Like, Mahomes is 1, Josh Allen is 2. I think that's pretty consensus. I'd be shocked if anyone has a different opinion. Yeah. But being 2 for a long time, it kind of reminded me, I was talking with Mike earlier when we were watching some of the Pat McAfee show, and they were talking about this. And I know Phillip Rivers wasn't 2 in the league for a long time, but Phillip Rivers was one of those quarterbacks that had the most insane stats every season. He was up there for passing yards leader every single year. He'd win some playoff games,
never
you know,
won.
against Peyton Manning and the Colts with the Chargers, and he'd win games,
Electric.
but never got to the Super Bowl, never won the Super Bowl, and he was just history kind of will forget him. And I don't think history will forget Josh Allen. Will have an MVP, but compared to some of the quarterbacks in the NFC, like you're looking at a Jalen Hurts that has way worse stats, but this is his second Super Bowl he's been to.
Yeah.
So I get we
of the
know the
division.
NFC is, you know, quarterback paradise over there because it's a barren wasteland. And the AFC has the best 4 quarterbacks in the NFL in Burrow, Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen, and Patrick Mahomes.
I mean, it's just
But
insane.
but at the same time, when you look at history, you're gonna be like, oh, who played in these Super Bowls? And you're like, wow, Jalen Hurts went to 2 Super Bowls in 3 years. And he's gonna play Mahomes again. Where was
Yeah.
Josh Allen in this? Where was this
That's tough.
MVP
Yeah, it
great
gets
quarterback?
real
He's just
tough.
not gonna be on that list. So I walked away from this game feeling bad for him because I think there was a couple things that could have swayed it earlier. But in the end of the day, he had his shot and he just couldn't get it done.
Yeah.
I also want to say, Ryan touched on this earlier as well, but I don't think the Bills will ever make a Super Bowl under Sean McDermott. I think defensively he's a good coach. The
Their
Bills-
defense looked really good this year.
and every year it's always good. And even when like players go down and you know they have
DeMar
their
Hamlin.
backups,
Yeah.
it doesn't matter. Like
Balling.
they're always like a really solid and sound defensive unit for the most part. Offensively, it's just like the thing's really been like Josh Allen get it
It's
done.
just do it.
Because
Like,
it's
go.
like they don't have a very creative playbook. They just don't. Like Josh Allen is creative because of like his ability, but like their actual play calls.
It's terrible. Shakir over the middle, someone deep,
No,
and
it's
then a
like,
screen.
and then like you have a great coach like Andy Reid who just knows how to scheme against that. Like, okay, like the Bills don't take deep shots. I mean, like the one time they did was a touchdown to Matt Collins, but like
Great catch.
But like other than that, like they don't have a deep threat, so like everything's gonna be shallow. They just press Josh Allen and they just force everything to be like a 5-yard catch, and everything's contested. And I don't know. It just to me it was just way too easy of a game plan to stunt a team that like they had no answer.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like other good coaches like adjust. There was nothing. It was like Sean McDermott was just gonna let that ride out. Whatever happened, happened. Like if they ended up if Josh Allen was Superman and they won, cool. If they didn't, which they didn't, then cool. Like that
Yeah.
I don't know. He's not a good coach to me.
I think
Fair.
that's also kind of evidenced by what Mike said. I don't know if this was intent. I don't think he meant to like give Andy Reid props for the Xavier Worthy thing. But I mean, Travis Kelce had 2 catches for 19 yards. DeAndre Hopkins, who a lot of people thought was going to be wide receiver 1 on this team when he came over, he had 1 catch for 11 yards. The guy who they featured solely on the offensive side of the ball, Patrick Mahomes thrown to, is Xavier Worthy. He's a rookie. By no means is anyone saying this guy is a top 20 receiver in the NFL. He's really fast. The way Andy Reid is able to put him in spots to just succeed over and over again shows what kind of coach he is.
Yeah.
Because Xavier Worthy, you know, he's really fast. He can catch deep balls, but that's not really what he does in this offense. They have the most creative plays to get him open, running, head of steam, catch the ball in space, make a move. You don't see that really
Every year they have
with
this-
anyone
They
else.
have that
Like,
player every year.
I completely
Tony
agree.
Hardman, freaking Sky
It's
Moore.
just
They
like a
always
gadget
have.
player
Yeah.
just to kind of
Speed and
they
those
just
ranges.
plug and
tempo,
play. Like
yeah.
if you look at, I mean, we talked all season about the Bills receivers not being fantastic. I mean, if you're comparing, you know, I agree they're not good, but you have Khalil Shakir, Amari Cooper, Dalton Kincaid, Keon Coleman, Dawson Knox, whatever.
Mac
And then Mac Hollins, yeah, and then Xavier Worthy, Juju Smith, Hollywood
probably
Brown.
just as good.
I mean,
Yeah.
Kelsey's the best one of them, but he's old. He doesn't really. He
No
didn't do
no
anything.
Rice.
And then yeah, I mean DeAndre's not
Mhm.
doing anything. So it's not like the Chiefs receivers are stacked
No.
at all, and they're still able to find ways to get them open and get involved. So I agree, coaching is a big issue. But
Yeah, Sean McDermott has to look in the mirror. It's time. Like, what more can you ask for? Like, this is your 4th straight time losing to the same player. You've gone to 2 AFC championships and haven't won.
I think they need to get home field advantage in the regular
They already
season.
tried last year. Didn't work. Mahomes went through every single OA team and beat them all. Went
Did
into
they-
the Dolphins, killed them. Went into the Ravens, beat them, and went into the
went
Buffalo.
into the Buffalo, beat them, then went into the Ravens.
I would say this
All
wasn't
three.
that wasn't
It was-
AFC
it-
championship, right?
all the
'Cause
way
the
AFC
Ravens-
Championship was Ravens, but the
Yeah.
round before was Bills.
Yeah.
Oh, you meant in the AFC championship.
Yeah, I was just
Oh.
saying that for the big game, I think they need to be at home somehow. But I don't know if that's ever gonna happen.
Yeah, we'll
Because
see.
Chiefs win a shitload of games. But yeah, let us know what you think in the comments. It was a very entertaining
It
AFC
always is.
championship.
These-
It's always a good
it's
game.
such a good game.
The Chiefs don't blow these teams out. If you look at all of their look at their last AFC championship, look at the last couple Super Bowls
never-
they played. These are 3-point games pretty consistent.
Grind it
So
out.
That's what they
and win.
want.
Yeah, every time.
Survive
It's the
in
way
the
they
game.
play
Close, they win
football,
every time.
and they're getting rings for it. So let us know what you thought in the comments. Was there anything that we didn't talk about that you thought was key to the game? Let us know and stay locked in with us. We're covering everything NFL this week.